Sipping on my pre-workout. Sour apple from One Up Nutrition. And I'm about to go to the gym. I'm about to hit some hammies and glutes. Today is the day I start my new workout split, so I'm super keen. I'm actually going to talk to you all about that, but first of all, I'm going to head to the gym. I'm on time, which is even better. I'm going to hit this workout, and then I will be back, and I will talk to you about everything I'm doing, everything that's going on, the new plan of attack. Yeah, let's get it. What is up? Life has been so hectic lately. I've finally gotten around to do all of these frequently asked questions for you all. What I've done is a couple of the same questions came through, or very similar, so I've sort of grouped them together. Don't mind my hair, I just got back from gym, and I'm going to quickly slot this questionnaire in before I start my work. So, first question. What are you competing for? Do you win money? Obviously you get great exposure, sponsors, do people approach you, or do you approach companies? So that was sort of like basically around competitions and what the WBFF is. So WBFF stands for World Beauty and Fitness. World Beauty, Fitness and Fashion. So it's a mixture of bodybuilding and glamour. Why I chose the WBFF is for that specific reason. For years and years, I've looked at other federations and I've just never really felt like the strict bodybuilding style was for me. I don't think my figure suits that style, but I also never liked the idea of the really strict posing routines and not really getting to be yourself on stage. With the WBFF, you create all of your own posing and your routine, and you choose bikinis that you love and that reflect you as a person, and a gown that is glamorous, and it's a show where you really do get to feel glamorous and glitzy, and your hair and makeup's amazing, and it's fashion as well as bikini, as well as how you look, as well as how you present yourself on stage. So I guess for me, it's something that I love much more than your standard other shows, and that's not to say there's anything wrong with those at all. They are amazing, but that's why I chose the WBFF. So that's what I compete in. I am a bikini pro, so I'm in the bikini category, and I won my pro card last year in Toronto at the WBFF World Show. Since then, I competed as a pro for the North American title, where I came second. So that was my pro debut, and I was super, super happy with that result, and the experience was honestly amazing. So the follow-up question to that was, do you get sponsors? Or I guess the roundabout question they were asking was, how do you go about getting sponsors? Honestly, there's different ways you can do this. Sponsors definitely approach you. I am with One Up Nutrition. They sent me an email one day. It is a company that I've always looked at and loved, and I feel really, really grateful to be a part of that. But there's also definitely chances for you to approach companies to sort of make them aware of you. Companies would be looking at Instagrams and they look at social medias, but if you can imagine how many social medias there are out there, you know, there's definitely nothing wrong if you have found a company that you believe in and really like and can associate with and feel like you can promote their products with genuinity, then definitely there's nothing wrong with approaching a company and sort of showing them what you're about. All you can do is get a no back. That's honestly not the worst thing in the world. Better to try than not. So, do you win money? The WBFF does give away prize money for particular placings, and that prize money does vary on the show and the category and the title you're fighting for. So, next question. How is the best way to deal with nutrition prep for competition? I hear so many things about no carbs, peak week, carb rotation, very confusing in terms of concept, but also time frame. When do these happen? Let's say during a 12-week comp prep. Thank you so much for this video. Looking very forward to watching it. Okay, so that's a very, very broad question. For example, I am a comp prep coach, so I coach various girls, and then my partner also helps coach me. We coach me together. And every single girl I coach, plus myself, do a different style of comp prep. Why? Because it is very, very difficult to do any one particular style of comp prep for a various amount of people. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's body composition is at different stages. Everyone reacts and responds to things differently. So I know you probably hear this a lot, but there aren't two methods that necessarily work for the same two people. And it is about getting to know your body, and that's why when people come to me for comp prep, I always say to them, I would recommend doing a pre-prep where we get to know your body, get to know what your body responds to before we prep. Because when I prep healthily. I don't prep with any extremes. And because of that, my reverse diet is much, much easier. But I also have an easier prep in it to a degree because everything I'm doing works. Like, I know what works and I know what I need to do to get there. And obviously the more comps that you do, the better you get at this. For example, for me, I did a 12-week prep. I do carb cycle. I believe in carb cycling and it works very well for me. I did do a peak week where I depleted from carbs and then carb loaded before my show. When I say that, I didn't go out and have 2 burgers, a pizza and an ice cream. I monitored everything I was doing. My intake was planned. peak week varies. Some people front load peak week, so they have their carbs at the start of the week and then they wean off. Some people backload peak week, some people don't have a peak week, some people cut artificials. I cut all artificial sweeteners about 1 week out of my show. I cut protein powders about 3 weeks out of my show. That is again a personal preference that I like, that works for me. And it is what I recommend for my clients. But I also know people who don't cut protein powder at all and they're also fine. So it's very variant, and it's something that you need to, if you're looking at competing, try and talk to someone, try to talk to various coaches and go with someone that you can associate with emotionally, because at the end of the day, you need to feel like what they're doing is the right thing for you. So it doesn't matter about Sally Smith over here who looks fantastic, because Sally Smith isn't you. So you need to make sure that whatever method or whatever coach or whoever that you go with, you have to feel comfortable with their practices. So comp prep can go very, very wrong. Reverse dieting can go very, very wrong. And it's super, super important that you do it right, especially women, when it comes to your hormones and lowering your body fat. It's essential that you do all of this properly, because otherwise the 2 hours that you spend, you know, or the day that you spend on stage is not going to be worth it. You know, damaging your metabolism, not being able to respond to certain foods anymore, your body's insulin sensitivity dropping. It's very important, guys, that you get the right advice on this sort of stuff. And as much as I would like to say, look, this is how you prep, it's very, very different depending on who you are, what category you're competing in, what your dieting history is like, what your comp prep history is like, what your reverse diet history is like, what your body composition is, what your fitness level is. So as you can see, it really isn't a simple answer, but best piece of advice is go with someone that you trust, because at the end of the day, it does come down to you believing that they're going to get you through. So next question. How do you stay so focused and committed with your diet and not stray off when it comes to temptation? We'll start by saying I have always been into fitness, and I have always been into a healthy lifestyle. Even as a kid, I remember my mum, of an afternoon, we would beg to go to McDonald's. All of our friends would go to McDonald's, we want to go to McDonald's. They'd be crying and screaming, and mum would always say, no, I'll go home and I'll make you some sandwiches and a really nice afternoon tea. And at the time, we would begrudge it. We would end up loving the afternoon tea that she made because it was always healthy. Like, don't get me wrong, we weren't deprived. She would make banana breads and Milos, but it was all homemade, and it was without us knowing. Mum was monitoring what we were consuming and the amount of junk food that we ate. And occasionally we would get McDonald's and stuff like that, but it wasn't something that we'd have all the time. And it was unfair, and we wanted it. And anyway, by the time high school hit, we were in such healthy habits that we no longer craved that sort of food. So I honestly can't remember the last time my brother, my sister, or myself ate any sort of McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, KFC. I don't think I've even had KFC in my life. Maybe once, and that's because I can't remember if I have or not, but I don't think I have. So it's been instilled in us from a very young age that that's what you eat. And growing up, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, a healthy physique, an active way of living has been very easy because it's the habits that we were in. And now, honestly, I crave healthy food. We were in LA for a week post-show, as you would know, and I just ate intuitively, and I enjoyed myself by all means, but by the end of that week, I was so over that sort of food. I was so ready to come home and prep meals, and just not because I felt, I feel bloated or I put on weight. It was because it's what my body was craving. It's like, I guess when you crave chocolate, well, I was craving chicken and rice. And so I guess that's my lifestyle and I love it. And don't get me wrong, there were times during comp prep where I could have been like, I really want that extra Lenny and Larry's cookie, or I could just have another, 200 grams of rice, or I really feel like that block of chocolate. But when you have a goal and when you have things that you want to get done that only you can achieve because no one else can stop you at the end of the day, you become really, really focused and it's no longer an option. Eating something you're not supposed to eat isn't an option. Not skipping meals or adding stuff to meals isn't an option. And you know what? Every time you tackle those tiny little feats of like, I didn't have that block of chocolate, or I smashed all my meals today, or my gym was on point, that is a goal. That is a goal that you've ticked off and that you've smashed and that you have accomplished. And you know what? After a while, when you tell yourself enough how well you're doing, don't mind the sausage dogs running around, how much you're smashing your goals, how accomplished you are, how well that like the things you're achieving, even if they might only be minute, it's still positive reinforcement, and your mind and your body is going to respond to that a lot better than guilt or negativity. In saying all of this, I do allow myself free meals, especially now that comp is done. I am still reverse dieting, but I allow myself free meals, but they're planned. I'm a massive planner, so that's probably a little bit of OCD from me. I don't have it just because I feel like it. I have it when I know I deserve it, and that's once or twice a week, and that's enough for me. I'm happy with that. I lead a very active job. I lead a very full-on life. I can't afford to wake up with a food hangover every day because I've stuffed my face with ice cream and chocolate or something. I want to feel good. I love feeling good, and I need to feel good. I need the energy that good food gives me, that working out gives me. So that in itself is my motivation, because it's the way I love to live. Next question. How did you get so successful? What supplements do you use every day? Are you going to the WBFF in Gold Coast? So yes, I was at the WBFF in Gold Coast. What supplements do I use every day? That's a very, very good question, and I will show you what I use. Okay guys, I have 3 staples. So these are supplements, like, don't get me wrong, I always factor different things in and out, but I have 3 staples. One is a post-workout. I use the 1UP Nutrition. I have had the coconut ice cream. It's probably still my favorite, but the banana caramel is amazing in anything cooked. So pancakes and stuff like this. This is an incredible flavor. So I have this post-workout either in like a protein pancake or just on its own with some water and ice. I have my pre-workout. So I love the green sour apple is my favorite. When I'm training the girls at like 4 AM in the morning, I will have my pre-workout before I go and train because I'm normally pretty tired. So I'll have a coffee first thing, then I'll train the girls, then I'll have my pre-workout. If I'm not really drained, I won't use my pre-workout, but it is a staple. I always make sure I have some pre. And finally, I just got a brand newie. I use the BCAAs. What I love about this product is it's got collagen, so that's your skin tightener, and glutamine in it. So instead of having to add more collagen and more glutamine, it's all in it. My favorite flavor, this is candy watermelon. I must admit, my favorite flavor is the pineapple. So they're my 3 staple supplements. Other things I sometimes include are L-carnitine, a greens powder if I'm not getting enough greens in, but lately I've been really good with that. That's probably it for like set staples. This pre-workout is for females, so it's energy focus, pump, volumized performance, endurance, and a fat burner. So I guess you could say I use a fat burner. But yeah, I don't like to inundate myself with too many supplements. I like to keep things simple, and I find the easiest way to do that is just have your post-workout shake, your BCAAs, which I do find very essential, and pre-workout if needed. How did you get so successful? That's a nice thing to say. Hard work. I work hard every single day. Even when the things people don't see, I never stop. It was only the other day, my partner was like, baby, I am honestly so proud of you. You just don't stop. You do not let anything get in your way. You are just full on, always at it. And he's like, and even if there's a setback, even if something goes wrong, you know, for example, losing all of my footage from show day, he's like, I can see it upsets you, but you bite the bullet and you move on. He's like, I'm just so proud of you for being that type of person. So don't get me wrong, it's not like there hasn't been really hard times, but it's all worth it. In saying this, before I started fitness, I was actually a qualified lawyer. So for 4 years, I worked as a native title commercial lawyer. And it was a massive jump. Like I had job security, I was earning good money, I was good at what I did, I was at a level where I was doing really good work, really interesting work, and I was traveling a lot, so I was seeing a lot of different cities. And it took about 6 to 12 months, but I eventually decided to swap over to become a personal trainer and an online coach because that was my passion. And that was scary. Like, that was really scary because I was leaving a job full of security. I was leaving the known to go to the unknown, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to fail or succeed. Or I still, running at your own business with my sister, I still to this day, I wake up and be like, okay, this is what has to happen. And there's still that fear that one day, something will go wrong. So running your own business is risky and it's stressful, and there's definitely times where I've cried because I just feel like I'm getting nowhere. But you can't stop. You cannot stop. There's only difference between people who succeed, and don't get me wrong, I have a long way to go. Like, I have so much I want to achieve. Between people who succeed and people who don't is the people who didn't, they stop. So you just got to keep telling yourself that. Like, do not stop. Final question, because I feel like I have talked for ages and ages, is what camera do you use for filming and what editing program? So I use a Sony A5000 for filming and the Adobe Pro CC for editing. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that Q&A. I hope it was a little bit insightful. I'm going to put a lean booty bulk workout right now because I'm trying to grow the booty. The dogs are just running around like crazy. I hope you enjoyed this workout, and I will see you in my next vlog. Love yous. Bye.